Hello, my name is Neil Wardrope. Together with my wife Sheena, we are mission partners of Brinton Free Church. We started this journey unbelievably 30 years ago when we went for training. Then in 1993 we went to Spain, we joined CLC Christian Books, and we came back to the UK in 2004 to work in our international office here in Sheffield, and we've been there ever since. But maybe more of that another time. For now, I would like to share with you a little bit about the experience that we're all living through and how the pressures of the situation can change us negatively or positively. And I'd like to take an example from the natural world. I studied geography at university. I have a collection of rocks, maybe you can see some of them behind me. And I've always loved the natural world. Here's an example of a rock that I picked up in northern Chile. This is copper ore, it's a beautiful green colour, and just shows some of the beauty of God's creation. Now, of course, there are all sorts of different rocks. The most primal rock is volcanic rock, a rock that has come out of the centre of the earth. It's very rugged, but at the same time, it's very beautiful. Now, as rock has formed new land and then gets broken down and eroded, it gets laid down in rivers and in the oceans as sedimentary rock. But then there's a third type of rock, which is overall the most common, and it's the one I'd like to talk about. And these are metamorphic rocks. This is an example. This is marble. It's a green marble from the west coast of Scotland. And these metamorphic rocks are those that have been changed, either by heat or by pressure or a combination of the two. Now, metamorphic comes from the Greek word metamorphosis. And you may be surprised to learn that that word, metamorphosis, is in the Bible because it talks of change. And I can give you 3 examples. The first one, interestingly enough, is about Jesus. When we read about his transfiguration, that word transfiguration, that's actually metamorphosis. And we read that his face shone like the sun and his clothes became as white as the light. And in 2 Peter, we're told in this experience, it was the glory of and honour of God that came upon him and changed him. He was metamorphosed. But equally, we can be changed by God. And we read in Romans 12, verse 2, words that you'll know very well, that we're told to do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And again, that word transformed is metamorphosis. We are to be transformed in our mind and not allow ourselves to be taken along by the ways of this world. And finally, 2 Corinthians 3 verse 18, we read, "We who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory are being transformed into his likeness with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit." We are being transformed into his likeness. We are being metamorphosed. And again, that is the change that happens in us as we allow God to work in our lives. Now, at the moment, we are facing a lot of pressure, aren't we? There's a lot of difficulty. There's the lockdown, the privations, should we go out, the dangers, the extra work of having the kids at home, all sorts of difficulties. And it's the same for us in CLC. Worldwide, we have had as many as 130 out of our 145 bookshops closed because of the crisis. And that of course, has placed a great pressure upon us. And quite frankly, we're feeling the heat of that situation. We don't know how that will all work out. But the point is this, that God allows us to go through difficult times so that he can change us, so that he can metamorphose us. And the question is whether we are willing to allow God to change us. It's my prayer for myself, but also for you, that we would allow ourselves to be changed under God into what he wants us to be. Let's allow that metamorphosis to change us into something beautiful, like that marble that I showed you. And just to finish, I've got one final rock to show you. I think it's a sedimentary rock. I think it's a bit of limestone, and here it is. It actually comes from Mount Zion, from Jerusalem. And this speaks to our final dwelling place of God with men. There will be no more tears. There will be no more crying. That despite the trials that we're currently going through, we will live with God. And that's a wonderful promise to end in with, isn't it? So God bless you. Thank you for your continued support, and we trust at some point we'll be able to be with you later this year. Bye for now.